Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Britoka channel here at YouTube, and welcome to another review. Because this is not an album review, and it's definitely not an EP review. No, this is a compilation review. This is, of course, a review for the compilation from Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order, which, of course, is Paul of Doomsday's Today Records band, which was formed, had to be sometime in the at least mid to late 2000s, possibly 2005 maybe. Their very first release came out in 2009. It was titled Enemy of the State. And the second and final album for a while was Profit for Armageddon, which was released in 2012. After that, it seemed like they had split up. And then, of course, Paul would then officially reform Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order in 2017, and since then has released at least an EP and 2 more full-length albums. And that's what this cassette basically contains, is basically most of the 2017, the reunion era releases, basically Reborn, Resurrection, and Calm Before the Storm. But as far as this cassette, I am only going to be focusing on the Resurrection, Reborn, and of course the live EP that was released in 2017, just before the Resurrection EP. So without further ado, let me definitely get into at least at least in depth. And normally, I mean, I could have just reviewed these separately. But since of course this is kind of been being promoted again, I guess in a way, it's now being being promoted, especially on his own label, Doomsday's Today Records. I'll just at least focus on just at least give my thoughts on at least both Resurrection and Reborn as a part of this compilation. So here's the very first compilation review. So, side 1 is actually pretty much just Reborn, and of course, Calm Before the Storm. The first half, Reborn. Holy shit! I mean, this is definitely much different compared to what you had got with the very first 2 albums, being Enemy of the State and Profit for Armageddon. This is definitely a much different. I mean, the first 2 albums were straight up very hardcore punk infused grindcore, and were just fucking chaotic releases, and didn't really bullshit around. They were just really raw and in your face. But these 2, and of course the reason also the difference is on board is Greg Watkins, and of course other members for even like Inversion and Of Blood and Mockery. You definitely get a lot of those kind of members, and they definitely add a lot of that into it. And in many ways, I think probably the biggest person that probably really adds a lot of I think to the difference is Greg Watkins. I mean, if you were familiar with my review for Static Mass's album that was released in 2019 that I had reviewed on this channel as a part of these Doomsday's Today Records reviews, you'd be at least more familiar with what you would get, what you're gonna get at least with Reborn from Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order, which again at this point is the 3rd full-length album from him, and it's short. But goddamn, what a great mixture or balance of Greg Watkins' real, very dark and really atmospheric and noisy samples, and just his whole the sound and just his style, just then mixed in with the short brass short bursts of chaos that you get from, of course, the Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order, and just that combination, it just creates one really interesting and just real cool listening experience. So it's definitely fucking cool, and it's short, sweet, but it does its job very good. Of course, after that, after Reborn on side 1, which ends off side 1 of this compilation right here, is the Calm Before the Storm. Now, I will not talk about this on this video because I'm actually going to be saving my thoughts for an actual review on the Calm Before the Storm album from Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order, which would be, in this case, the 4th full-length album from them. So I'm saving my thoughts for that review, which will probably be next week. So with there, I'm going to leave it right there. There's side 1 there. Now, I should also be pointing out that side 1 also seems to have another album tacked onto it, which comes before Reborn, which is something different. I don't know where else that seems to be on, if that is a part of Reborn or not, but when looking through again, opening up the booklet here, which is added with this cassette right here, there's something that comes before it, which I probably can just pull out the cassette right here, which very, very nice packaging. Probably one of the coolest cassette packagings I owned so far. Very well, nicely put together. This was released through Eternal Darkness, actually. I think this, either that is a sub-label also of, I don't know, could be part of the fanzine, maybe. Anyways, let me look here real quick. Here we go. It doesn't seem to. It's just so interesting where this is actually. It could be just a part of it, but it just seems it says on here. I know this has kind of taken up a lot of the review here, so excuse me for that. But again, it's just titled Reborn, Negative Enlightenment, Positive Entrapment, which again is the name of the reunion full-length album here. But again, it's all in different language here, and it's again a lot of different song titles, so it could very well be something different, and it's only exclusive to this cassette. Definitely, Paul, if you're of course, since you're probably gonna be watching this, you're gonna have to let me know in the comment section about that, or unless I'm just making shit up for the sake of to add something to it. Either way, it's definitely it seems to kind of catch my eye here, but either way, it's that's basically what you get, at least with side 1 here. So side 2 is pretty much as right here, since I've wrote down on my notebook here, and I also kind of also seem to forget also adding the dates. Reborn, Negative Enlightenment, and Positive Entrapment was released on August 10th, 2018. Since again I had to write the stuff down. Anyways, side 2 opens up with which contains Resurrection, which was the return EP for Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order since their reunion, which that was released on July 23rd, 2017. And then after that, you of course get Live at Zombies Bar and Grill in Amarillo, Texas, 5/31/17, which that live EP was released on June 9th, 2017. Now, there's 2 versions of it. You got the raw mix of it, and of course a remastered version of that live EP that you get tacked. But so far, I'm just going to be talking about the Resurrection EP, which is probably right now my favorite release from Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order. This has a great balance. I mean, this was in many ways, I believe, the debut for Greg Watkins on board for Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order, and what a great, this is probably the best balance. I mean, both Reborn and Calm Before the Storm are definitely very experimental, but this one is just, it definitely seems to really retain a lot of the stuff you at least got with Enemy of the State and Prophet for Armageddon. But you get that the idea of what they're going to go after. In many ways, you can see this as a transitional release. But this is one of my absolute favorites from them. This is it's short, but sweet, and it's fucking chaotic. Every bit of this EP is just awesome. From the little, almost a minute, real atmospheric, noisy, electronic intro that just is just filled with just great, cool sounds before going in to the fucking almost just straight, fucking badass grindcore of the very first, which would be the, believe the very first would be like the title track or something. It's like, this is a hell of a fucking song. Again, and you get this song. To me, it almost reminds me a little bit of like early Celtic Frost. Almost I can hear a lot of, like, especially for an example, like Morbid Tales. So for an example, that's what I really get from this, and it's just awesome shit. Or Repulsion, and that, and it's just, again, this fucking fast, in your face chaos. I just love every bit of this fucking EP. This is hella awesome. It's my favorite thing from a Nihilistic Outlaw Criminal Order. So with that, after that, of course, you get the live EP after, which is definitely rough. It's definitely, no matter what, even as far as remastering, it definitely is a rough, raw recording, but it definitely has a charm to it. But it's not something, I don't know if I can see a whole lot of people actually listening too much. But definitely the EP itself, Resurrection, is something I definitely recommend to those who love their grindcore, fucking raw, fast, and in your face and heavy. It's just great stuff. So with that, this is not something I'm going to be adding any ratings for. This is, even though I could easily add a rating for this, this is definitely a cool compilation cassette. Again, you can get this cassette on Doomsday's Today Records bandcamp page. You can get, I think, as far as the albums individually, I believe only Resurrection and Reborn, Negative Enlightenment and Positive Entrapment, I think, are mostly digitally. And you can get those easily on their own Bandcamp page, which I'll definitely link you to both their Bandcamp pages. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed. This Heavy Thrash, I say I'm out. And I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.